Guys, what is up? We are live. Finally, time to start. And I see 30 members already here watching this live stream. Nice to see you all, traders. Nice to see you all, and thank you for joining this live session. For those who don't know me, my name is Vasily. I'm a pro trader, I'm a trading coach, and for more than 9 years, I am trading. And in this live streams, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to show you how I analyze different markets. I'm trying to show you how exactly I'm looking for trades, what exactly I apply for quantimations, what exactly I apply as the entry triggers and stuff. So it is always very practical. Yes, and also traders during this live streams, we have a live chat, and in this live chat you can ask me questions. In this live chat you can ask me to analyze any instrument you want, so always feel free to join the discussion and say hello in the live chat if you're here, and if everything is good. Nice to see Alisa here. Hello, Alicia here. Hello, Johnson. Hello, Trade Empire. Hello, John. Hello, James. Nice to see you. Nice to see you all, traders, and nice to see XYZ Tips. Nice to see. Nice to see you all. So, traders, what we'll start with today is always we will warm up analyzing some random chart, and I will show you how exactly my trading strategy works. My trading strategy, by the way, is called the top-down analysis trading strategy, and this strategy is based on multiple time frame analysis. And with that strategy, we analyze multiple time frames, and with that strategy, we are looking for quantimations. Yes, so let me show you what kind of quantimations we are looking for. So today we will warm up analyzing CAD yen pair. And here, traders, we always start our analysis with the daily time frame. Remember, the first rule of top-down analysis is to start from a higher time frame. Yes, and we always start our analysis from a daily. And on a daily time frame, we analyze two things. First of all, we analyze the market trend, right? It is the first task. And then after that, we analyze the key levels. So here on CAD yen, first let's discuss what is the current market trend. You can see that the market was falling sharply, and we were trading in a strong bearish trend. And then once that level was reached, we started to consolidate. And you can see that the pair started to trade within the range. Yeah, so currently the market is trading in sideways. Even though the global trend is bearish, currently we are consolidating. And what do we know about the consolidating market, traders? Once the market starts consolidating within the range, we are expecting bullish movements from the support of the range and bearish movements from the resistance of the range. And you can see that at the moment, the market is trading around the resistance of the range. So probabilities will be high that from that a strong bearish movement will initiate. Yes, so you can see that on a daily we spotted the consolidation, and then we spotted the exact boundaries of that consolidation. And with that in mind, we should monitor the reaction of the resistance of the range, because with the top-down analysis, we should see the strengths of bears on lower time frames. We should see the confirmation that sellers are willing to sell from that resistance, that sellers are here and they are willing to push. So now we'll analyze the lower time frames, and we will check the situation there. Hello, Paul. Nice to see you. Nice to see CB right here. Nice to see Christina. Nice to see Rocket here. Nice to see Ali. Nice to see Sabash here. Samuel watching this live stream. Devarsh here watching this live stream. Nafa. Okay here. Thank you all traders for being here and watching. So, as we analyze the daily, let's open the 4-hour and let's analyze how the market reacts to that structure on intraday time frames. First of all, analyzing just the recent price action, we can see that even though the market was growing quite sharply, once that resistance was reached, we started to consolidate. And here, consolidating, the market formed the head and shoulders pattern. Yes, the classic reversal pattern. Here was the left shoulder, here was the head, and here was the right shoulder. Yes, so here the market was consolidating. And the bears managed to break the neckline of that head and shoulders pattern to the downside. As you can see here, we formed this high momentum bearish candle. And definitely that candle here, traders, indicate the strengths of the sellers. They indicate, that candle indicate that big player opened a short position with a huge volume. And for that reason, we formed right here such a huge candle, right? But if we also analyze the historical price action right here, if we analyze how the market was growing over here, we can spot that also the market was perfectly respecting, that trend line. Yes, you can see that here we were growing perfectly respecting that rising trend line. And if we add one more, we can spot that here we actually got the rising parallel channel. And you can see that the market was steadily growing within its boundaries, perfectly respecting its support and resistance. But once our daily structural resistance was reached, sellers started to push and we violated the support of the channel. So when we are looking for confirmation, traders, we just want to see the proof of the strengths of the key level that we spotted on a higher time frame. If you spotted a key support on a daily, and if you're wondering whether that support will hold or not, the best way to check its strengths is to monitor the intraday reaction of the price to that. And here, spotting a key resistance and analyzing the reaction of the price to that on a 4-hour, we see multiple very important bearish clues. The breakout of the neckline of the head and shoulders and the breakout of a support line of this rising channel. Let me know, traders, if you follow. Let me know, traders, if everything is clear. Hello, Anthony. Nice to see you. Thank you for watching this live stream. Let me know, guys, by the way, what instruments do you want me to analyze? For example, I see a question about EURDollar, so I guess EURDollar will be the next instrument that we will analyze. So here on CAD yen, traders, you can see that bears show their willingness to sell. And the next question is, if the market is bearish now, where will be our targets for intraday trading? Where the market may drop today, to which point? And the best way to spot what will be the next goal for sellers is to analyze the closest historical levels. And looking left at structure and analyzing how the market acted in the recent past, we can spot that over here we have a very strong horizontal structure support, right? You can see that that support here was a strong resistance, and 3 times in a row that resistance was respected. And of course, after the breakout, it turned into a very strong support, and it is the closest strong support that we see so far here on CAD yen. So we can make a prediction now that the market may keep falling. We can make a prediction that the market will drop, and that support will be the first goal for sellers. And of course, if the price breaks that support to the downside, it will open the potential for a further bearish continuation. And where will be the next goal then? The next goal will be the next strong support, and our next strong support is over here. Yeah, so when you trade the intraday time frames, yeah, you trade the market from one structure to another. Yes, if you short it from resistance, you catch short trade to the support, and then you check how the price reacts to that support. If it breaks that to the downside, you keep selling, expecting a further decline. Yes, but so far, CAD yen looks very bearish, and most likely this one will keep falling. Yusuf says, hi Vasily, can you show us how one can trade 1 hour consolidation for continuation or reversals? Yusuf, the idea is pretty the same. So here we spotted the consolidation on a 4 hour. So that head and shoulders pattern right here, in fact, is just the consolidation. Yes, and here we can see that the pair was consolidating within that narrow range, and the trigger was the breakout of its support to the downside. If you are planning to trade the consolidations on an hourly time frame, the rule will be the same. You spot the range, you spot its boundaries, and then you wait for a breakout. Yes, that is the rule to follow. Yeah, traders, so next one will be your dollar, and let me know in the live chat what to analyze after your dollar. And also, I see that my voice is low. Let me know, traders, if everything is fine with my voice. Yeah, give me yes in the live chat if everything is good, because as always, I cannot check the state of the stream by my own. So if we have any issues, please always let me know. Yeah, so next one will be euro dollar. Let's analyze euro dollar, and let's discuss what is up with euro dollar. So traders, again, we start with the daily time frame. Yes, and your first task is to analyze the market trend. Yes, your task is to get where are we going. And I guess, traders, you see that we are bullish, that we are trading in a bullish trend. And for quite long period of time, the market is growing, right? You can see that we are going higher and higher and higher. And once the market reached that resistance, from that resistance, the market dropped heavily. Yes, and for some time, we got a correctional movement here. But once that low was reached, we saw the accumulation of buying volumes around that low. And from that low, the market bounced, right? The market bounced, and you can see that a strong bullish movement initiated. And here we set a new high close on a daily. Yeah, so the bullish trend continues. And bulls are willing to set new highs in that bullish trend. So it makes me think that bulls are still healthy and they may push the market higher. Yes, so our task, however, is to get why the market is correcting right now and where will be the point from where the next movement will initiate. And thank you, traders, for letting me know that everything is good with the sound. I truly appreciate. Yes, as always, yeah. The only way for us to fix the issues during the live stream is to cooperate. Yeah, so thank you for letting me know that everything is fine. So we are correcting. What can be the reason why we are correcting? Let's check what was happening on a 4-hour time frame. You can see that bulls were pushing heavily, and here we formed a strong bullish impulse. And of course, the market became very exhausted. Yes, the market became overbought. And you can see that here on the 4-hour, we formed a double top. Yes, a classic reversal pattern. And then the neckline was broken and we dropped. So the market is currently falling just because it became overbought. And bulls are quite exhausted, and yeah, it's time for a correction. You can see that previously we saw similar correctional movements, and after this correctional movements, we saw the bullish continuation impulses. So where is our closest strong support at the moment. You can see, traders, that here the market is kind of respecting that rising trend line. Yes, and you can see that so far we set 3 high lows, perfectly respecting this one. And I think that that trend line might be the next strong support, right? And basically I would say that the next bullish wave may initiate from that. Yeah, so that will be the first point for us to look for potential buying. However, if the price drops lower, we have one more very important support to watch. This one. That will be the next important support on focus. By the way, from the price action perspective, we also got right here the ascending triangle formation. Yes, we got right here a classic bullish pattern, and the market violated the neckline of that pattern to the upside. And technically speaking, that entire area, based on that broken horizontal structure in that trend line, compose the zone of demand, the contracting zone of demand, from where a bullish impulse will initiate. But again, that will be confirmed only with the intraday confirmation. So let's check what is exactly happening on intraday timeframes, and let's check what is the situation there. And traders, as always, don't forget to like this live stream. As always, your likes are very important, and they motivate me to record new videos for you more often, to do this live streams for you more often. So please don't forget to like this live stream and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if we open a 4-hour time frame, what can we spot here on the 4-hour? Here on the 4-hour time frame, we can spot the accumulation, right? So you can see that here we are setting equal highs, and at the same time we are kind of setting the high lows right here. So it looks like we may have a local bullish accumulation here on euro dollar. Yes, and remember that the markets are not perfect. Yes, and the main idea of the bullish accumulation is just the fact that the price manages to set equal highs and the high lows at the same time. So that bullish accumulation here is very important. And the next bullish movement will be confirmed once the price manages to violate the neckline of that triangle on the 4-hour. Why that violation is so important? Because so far you can see that sellers are willing to sell from that. We see the bearish moves from that. Yes, you can see that each time the price reaches that resistance, bears start pushing. And the bullish breakout of that horizontal support will signify that buying volumes are that strong that they manage to overcome the seller's pressure. Yes, that is the logic. That is the thinking process that you should apply. You always should compare the strengths of the buyers and the strengths of the sellers. And you should open your trades only when it is like 100% bulls market or 100% bears market. Yes, not in between. Yeah, so we will be very bullish. Bullish pressure will be confirmed after the price violates that resistance. Once we close above that, we will look for buying opportunities on a retest, expecting a bullish continuation at least to that high. Yes, I hope it is clear, traders. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, let me know if everything is clear. Traders, also give me yes in a live chat if you want me to analyze gold and share with you the detailed top-down analysis. And I promised to analyze dollar yen. I see question from Chibuki about dollar yen. So I guess that will be the next instrument that we will analyze. So dollar yen. What is up with dollar yen? So previously, those who follow me on Telegram or on TradingView knew that for a quite long period of time, we were monitoring that major horizontal structure. And we were waiting for a breakout attempt of this one. Yes, as you knew, I was quite sure that that structure here will be broken. And this week the price managed to break that. Yes, we break and closed above that, then we retested the broken structure, and we have perfectly respected that horizontal resistance. And now the situation here on dollar yen is very tricky, because from one side we have a strong resistance, but from another we have that support. And the market is trading now within that quite narrow range. Yes, perfectly respecting these two structures. So for now, I will look for buying opportunities from that support. If the price reaches that support, from that support, we will look for buying. And once that support is touched, I will look for confirmation on intraday timeframes. And what can be your confirmation? Let's study how the market tested that structure previously, how the market was reacting to that support previously. Let's open an hourly time frame. Here on an hourly time frame, we can see in details how the market was testing that structure. We can see in details how exactly the market participants were approaching that structure. We were falling sharply. We tested that support. We bounced. We sat here, the equal, low, and we bounced again. So here we formed classic reversal pattern. Yes, we formed the double bottom formation. And the price successfully violated its neckline to the upside, confirming the strengths of buyers. And after that, strong bullish movement initiated. So next time when the price tests that support, next time when the market approaches that support, from that support, we will expect a similar kind of price action to buy the pair with the confirmation, right? So these are my thoughts about dollar yen, and I hope, traders, that it helps. What will be the next one? Let me check in the live chat. I saw a question about dollar Swiss. So probably dollar Swiss will be the next pair that we will discuss. Let's open this one. Again, traders, let's start our analysis here from a daily, because as always, everything starts with a daily and everything starts with the trend analysis. On a daily time frame, we are trading in a bearish trend. Yes, you can see that for a quite long period of time, we are falling heavily. And recently, the market bounced from that support. You can see that we got a very strong bearish impulse. We retraced, yes, and then we dropped and we violated that support to the downside and we dropped lower. So reaching that low, however, we started one more retracement leg, right? And I guess analyzing here just the recent price action, we can easily confirm that the market here is bearish, that the market here is trading in a bearish trend, and most likely it will keep falling. And our task is simply to get from where exactly the next bearish wave may initiate. Here, two things to note. First of all, here's our broken structure. Here's our broken structure that now turned into a very strong resistance, right? And also over here, we have a falling trend line. Yes, here it goes. We have a very nice and strong falling trend line that the price is perfectly respecting. So technically speaking, here in dollar Swiss, we have a very nice zone of supply based on the trend line and the horizontal structure. Yes, and of course that zone is very important, and of course from that zone the market will most likely drop. And you can see that yesterday bulls were trying to test that zone, and from that we saw a strong rejection. You can see that here the wick of that candle was much bigger than the body of that candle, and definitely that wick right here indicates the strength of the sellers. Now let's check what is happening here on intraday time frames. Opening a 4-hour time frame. Again, traders, what do we see right here? Approaching that resistance, the market started to consolidate, right? The market started to consolidate and we started to trade within that range. Yes, and why the market starts ranging? Because the market participants find the equilibrium. Locally, they agree about current prices. But while they are agreeing, smart money knew where the market will go next, and they start accumulating the volumes, right? And the trigger that we are always looking for is the breakout of the boundaries of the range. You can see that at the moment the market is breaking the support of the range. You can see that we have the breakout attempt of the support of the range, right? And you can see that definitely that one here is very, 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 very important. And if we close below the support of the range here in the 4-hour time frame, that will confirm the strength of sellers, and then most likely the market will drop much lower, right? I hope you feel the logic. Let me know, traders, what instrument to analyze for you next. And I see that Elias spotted this double top here in a 4-hour time frame as well. Yes, Elias, absolutely correct. And the 4-hour candle closes in just 16 minutes. Yeah, so your task is to patiently let the price close below that, and then you can consider shorting on a retest. Yes, you can set your stop loss above the highs of the pattern, and your initial target will be the current low. Yeah, that can be your short rate for dollar Swiss pair traders. Yes, I hope you follow. Then, well, what will be the next one? I saw a question from Paul about dollar CAD. Let's analyze dollar CAD. I guess that will be the next pair that we will discuss. Traders, please don't forget to like this live stream. Yes, if you enjoy the analysis, if you enjoy my explanations, please don't forget to support me with likes, because your likes are very, 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 very important. So let's open dollar CAD. Yes, dollar CAD pair. Let's open this one and analyze what is happening with the market. So on dollar CAD pair, again, let's execute the trend analysis. Yes, because here it is quite hard to see what exactly the market, what exactly is happening with the pair, what exactly is happening with the market. And perspective here really matters, because if we zoom out the chart this way, we can see that our long-term trend is definitely very bullish. We can see that here the market is definitely very strongly bullish. However, if we zoom in the chart and analyze the midterm perspective, we can spot that here we are consolidating, right? And here on a daily time frame analyzing the midterm perspective, we can see that the market is trading in sideways. Then if we zoom in the chart one more time and analyze the short-term trend, we can see that the market is bearish. Yes, and that analyzing the short-term perspective, the market is trading in a strong bearish trend. Yes, I hope it is clear. So with that in mind, being bearish biased locally, our task is to spot the point, the area from where the next bearish movement may initiate, right? And our closest strong structural resistance, our closest strong resistance from where we can look for shorting is over here. So our plan here in dollar CAD will be the following. Our plan will be to let the price reach that resistance and wait for confirmation to sell from there. Yes, we should let the price test that horizontal resistance, and once it is reached, we are looking for a double top, we are looking for some range on intraday time frames, and the breakout, the bearish violation of its neckline will be the exact trigger for us to open a short position. Now, what will be next? Traders, let me know what instrument to analyze for you next. Let me know what do you want to see after that. I see a question from Camila about Swiss yen. So let's analyze Swiss yen pair and let's check what is up with the Swiss yen. Swiss yen pair. Yes, and let me just check if everything is working. Yes. So let's check now the Swiss yen pair. And on Swiss yen pair, analyzing the price action. On a daily, we can see how heavily bulls are pushing the market now. And you can see that for many days, the market is growing like crazy. But ahead, at the same time, we can spot here a very important horizontal resistance. Yes, you can see that here's our year's high. Yes, and by the way, it is not the year's high, it is the high of the last year. Yes, and from that high last year, this bearish trend initiated. Yes, and from that high, the strong bearish movement started. Now we are testing that structure. And if we analyze just the recent impulses, we can also spot right here a very important pattern. You can see, traders, that over here we have a very important bullish impulse. Yes, we have a very important bullish impulse. And after the price formed that bullish impulse, the market retraced. Yes, the price formed a retracement leg. And if we copy and paste that bullish impulse and project it from the completion point of that retracement leg, we can spot right here a classic example of the harmonic ABCD pattern. Yes, you can see that here we have a very nice harmonic ABCD pattern formation. And the completion point of the pattern matches perfectly with the resistance that we spotted on the daily. So here we have a very nice zone of confluence. The zone of confluence based on the horizontal structure and the harmonic ABCD pattern. With that in mind, let's analyze the intraday time frames and let's check what can be our confirmation to short the pair. Let's open the 4-hour and let's study in details what is happening here in the 4-hour. Analyzing the price action here in the 4-hour time frame, we can spot, traders, that over here we are trading in a strong bullish trend, right? And here we may try to spot some trend line. So let's just try to draw the trend lines from different points. Let's try to spot the trend line that is confirmed by 3 touches. Yeah, 3 touches based rising trend line. And I guess traders over here, yes, the local one. Yeah, you can see that here we have a very nice rising parallel channel. And why that rising parallel channel here is so important? Because initially, bulls were pushing the market heavily. You can see that here we got a very strong bullish impulse. But then, as we started to approach that resistance, the market started to slow down. And the angle of this bullish movement, yeah, changed. Yes, we have the weakening bullish momentum. And even though the market is still growing, bulls are not that strong as they previously were. Yes, I hope you follow. Traders, if something is not clear in any step of my analysis, always feel free to ask. If you're wondering what is momentum, if you're wondering what is the impulse, if you're wondering what is the channel, please let me know and I will do my best to clarify. So we are trading within that channel. And our plan here on Swiss yen will be to let the price trade within the boundaries of that channel, right? And what we will look right here, to short the market, we will look for a breakout of the support of the channel. Yes, if the market breaks and closes below the support of the channel, that will confirm the strength of sellers. It will confirm that sellers are willing to push, and it will confirm for us that it is the time for a correctional movement here on Swiss yen. So that will be the plan. Once the price breaks the support of the channel, we will expect a bearish continuation. Yeah, so thank you, Nicholas, for your yes, and thank you, Johnson, for your yes. So, and thank you, Khan, for proposing gold analysis. So next one will be gold, and after that, let me know if you want to see the analysis about oil and natural gas. Give me yes in the live chat if you want to hear the update for oil and the gap that was formed on oil recently. Yeah, so gold. Let's open gold chart and let's check what is happening with this one. And again, starting with the daily, yeah, the first thing to note analyzing the gold chart is that we are trading in a bullish trend. Yes, we are trading in a bullish trend. We are very bullish, and since November of that year, the market keeps growing. And even though we are very bullish, we can also spot that last week the market formed a very important bearish engulfing candle here in the daily. So for some reason, bears started to push the price. For some reason, we saw heavy resistance from these levels. And our first task right here will be to investigate why bears are pushing so heavily, even though we are trading in that strong bullish trend. Here we should look left at structure. And realize the fact that we are closer and closer to the all-time structure high, right? Here is our all-time structure high. And based on that all-time structure high, we can spot the wide zone of supply. And we draw the zone of supply, taking into consideration the candle close and the wick. And that entire area, technically speaking, will be a strong resistance. And the fact is that last week the market just touched the lower boundary of that supply zone. And that was enough for the market participants to start pushing gold to the downside. Yes, so that is how strong is that resistance. Then, even though the market dropped, you can see that then sellers became quite weak again. And you can see that even though initially the reaction was quite strong, Now the market is very weak, and it makes me think, traders, it makes me think that because the current trend is still bullish, probabilities will be high that soon gold will resume the growth. Soon gold will reach that high again. Yeah, so I think, just that reason alone will push the price higher. Just one single reason that we are still trading in that bullish trend, that that these candles here are so weak, makes me think that the market will bounce. And our task is just simply to get from where exactly the next bullish wave may initiate. So here let's analyze the key levels. Let's analyze the structure and let's try to spot the important zone of demand from where we can consider buying. First of all, looking left, you can see that here we have a very important horizontal structure support. In the past, it was a minor resistance, and after the breakout, it turned into very strong support from where the last bullish movement initiated. And you can see that testing that, we saw multiple rejections from that. You can see that even though sellers are trying to violate that structure to the downside, even though sellers are trying to push, still that structure holds. Yes, and definitely that structure here must be taken into consideration. Then one more very important thing to note right here, traders, is that here we also have this falling trend line. Yeah, and that trend line here was a very strong vertical resistance in the past, and 2 times in a row it was respected. Then after the breakout, you can see that the market respected that. Yes, we retested that, and from that the price bounced. And you can see, traders, that just recently, yesterday, the market bounced from the trend line. So here, analyzing the key levels on gold, we should confirm the fact that here we have the expanding zone of demand that is based on the trend line and on that horizontal structure. And the market may easily bounce from that area. Yes, I hope you follow. Now, let me know, traders, if you're interested in the intraday analysis of gold. Let me know if you want me to analyze the lower time frames here, the 4-hour and 1-hour time frames. Let me know. Very sound advice, gold, please, says Nicholas. Yeah, Nicholas, so let me know if you want to know how to trade that intraday, or probably is that enough just to analyze this one on a daily. Let me know your thoughts. And Alisa says, Vasily, please teach about psychology level, how efficient it is. So the psychological levels are same like the key levels. I guess it is the same kind of thing. The psychological levels are the levels that were crucially important for the market participants in the past. And here the all times structure high from where gold dropped last year is the psychological level. Why is that the psychological level? Because it was the highest level gold reached. Yes, it was the highest price of gold. Yes, and for that reason, psychologically, for the market participants, will be extremely hard to push the price higher. Yeah, I hope you feel that logic. Yes, it is the highs of all highs. Yes, and that makes that structure the psychological level as well. Yeah, so I hope it makes sense to you. Vasily, you said 3 touches confirm the trend line, but you just draw 2 touches on gold analysis. No. How do you count here the touches? Here, this trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, Alisa. Yeah, 4 touches base trend line. Not even 3, not even 2. It is the 4 touches base trend line. That trend line here is extremely important. And that trend line right here is very, 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 very important for the market participants. And that strong rejection definitely confirms that. So yeah, I see a lot of yes. Thank you, Paul, for your yes. Thank you, Suraj, for your yes. Thank you, Subash, for your yes. Let's analyze now gold on a 4-hour time frame, and let's check what is happening on the 4-hour. Analyzing this one on the 4-hour time frame, we can spot that for now, here in the 4-hour time frame, gold is respecting that important horizontal structure cluster. Yes, take a look at that structure. Why that structure is so important? You can see that it was a very strong resistance, then it was a strong support, then it turned into very important resistance. So for some reason, for intraday traders, that structure is phenomenally important. And for now, it is the resort for sellers to sell from. For now, sellers are selling from that resistance. And you can see that this week, 1, 2, 3 times in a row, yeah, sellers started to push from that resistance. In order to confirm that buyers are here and that the market is returning to our bullish trend, the market should violate that structure resistance to the upside first. That resistance should be broken. That resistance should be violated first. Because only the violation of that resistance will confirm the strength of buyers. Yes? So once a 4-hour candle closes above that resistance, we can expect a bullish continuation at least to current high. And that will be your plan right here for gold. Yes, you should look for a breakout of that structure cluster. Now let's check what we see on an hourly time frame. Let's check what we can spot here analyzing the hourly. So on an hourly time frame, we can see in details the touch of that resistance and the strong rejection from that. Yeah, so for now, still we see the willingness of sell from that. So probably locally gold may drop again. Yes, take a look at that rejection. The wick of that candle is very, 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 very long. So be prepared for some local bearish movement from that resistance. And yeah, we should definitely wait for breakout of that structure cluster here before we buy. By the way, if we open gold, let's by the way open the naked chart. I also wanted to show you a very important candlestick pattern that formed here in gold. If we zoom in the chart here on the daily, we can spot a very important thing. Here we have that bearish candle. Yes, and you can see that the consequent candles are trading within the range of that candle. Yeah, you can see that once that candle was formed, we started to trade within the boundaries of that candle. It is the so-called inside bar candlestick pattern formation, the classic indecision pattern. Yes, and you can consider, if you are just treating the daily time frame alone, you can consider bullish breakout of the upper boundary of the range of the mother's bar. If a daily candle closes above that resistance, yes, it will give you a very strong confirmation. Yes, it will give you a very strong bullish signal. So if you are treating just a daily time frame alone, just consider the breakout, the bullish violation of the upper boundary of the range of the mother's bar. Traders, let me know, by the way, what are your expectations from gold? Do you believe that this one will keep growing, or are you bearish? Because even though I keep sharing very bullish predictions for gold, I noticed that, for example, on TradingView, there are a lot of bearish bias traders, a lot of traders who are expecting a strong bearish continuation. So let me know, what do you expect? And just remember a very simple rule when you trade. Trend is always our friend, and it is always better to be on the side of the trend. Yes, remember about that rule, and that rule really saved me many times. Nicholas says, I have learned from you not just to look at the charts, but actually see them starting to work. Good for me. Thank you. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you for sharing with me your feedback. Then, what will we analyze next? Traders, let me know what else to analyze for you. I see a question from Habi about S&P 500 index. Yeah, and I also saw a question from Paul about EURUSD. So let's check EURUSD first, I think, and then we'll check S&P 500. EURUSD here. Let's analyze this one, and let's check the current situation. And oil. Yes, and then oil. Oil. First, yeah, I promised. Sorry, I just forgot to analyze oil. Let's open oil, then EURUSD, and then S&P. Yeah, that will be the plan for now. Yeah. So what is up with oil? Here on WTI crude oil, as you remember, we have earlier discussed that gap. Yeah, so here we formed that huge gap up on a daily. And after that gap was formed, the market started to consolidate. We started to coil within a very narrow range. And we made a prediction on one of the previous live streams that that gap will most likely be filled, that the market will most likely manage to fill that gap. However, we also discussed there are two strategies to trade this gap. There is the aggressive strategy to trade this gap, or the conservative strategy. The strategy to wait for some extra confirmation before we actually short that gap. And it turned out that the conservative strategy here saved us, because the market bounced and the market participants, the manipulator, the market maker, managed to push the price even higher, stopping out many traders, I guess. And the price bounced, and we reached and respected a very important horizontal resistance. Yes, here on the left, we got a very important horizontal structure resistance from where a bearish rally initiated. And you can see that a very important thing happened with oil yesterday. We got here a quite important horizontal structure support. Yes, you can see that the price was nicely respecting that support. And the price violated that support to the downside. The market closed below that support. And of course, it is a very important bearish clue here. So I strongly believe, traders, that oil will keep falling. Yes, and probably now it's finally the time to fill that gap. Now it's finally the time to drop and fill that gap. So I would expect here a bearish continuation now. I think the chances will be high that oil will drop now, and the plan to sell will be to wait for an occasional test of that broken structure. Yes, so if you're looking for shorting this one, and if you missed shorting earlier, I would suggest letting the price retest that broken structure. Yes, and from there, look for a confirmation to sell. As always, once I spot the decent confirmation, I will definitely share with you the update on my free Telegram channel. So don't forget to subscribe. All the links are in the description below. And Anthony says, yes, I'm one of those who was top out on oil. Yeah. Anthony, just reading the comments on TradingView about this gap, I noticed that huge amount of traders were stopped out trading that gap. Yeah, so it is just a good example why it is so important to trade with the confirmations. Yes, that the market maker knows how the aggressive traders think, and the market maker knows where are the stop losses of the aggressive traders. But the smarter trader, the top-down trader, the confirmation trader, may outsmart the market maker. Not always, but quite often. Yeah. And as you know, Anthony, occasionally the market maker stop hunts as well, but not so often as the market maker stop hunts the aggressive traders. Yeah. So Euro and then S&P 500. Let's open Euro and by the way, traders, I forgot you to ask. Let me know if you believe that oil will manage to fill that gap or not. What are your views about that gap and what do you think? Let me know in our live chat. So, Euro-Aussie pair. Euro-Aussie pair, what is up with Euro-Aussie? Let's open it daily. And again, let's just analyze what is happening with this one. So Euro-Aussie pair, I want you to realize that Euro-Aussie reached a very important horizontal resistance. Yeah, you can see that here we have a huge resistance that was reached. Yes, very, very, very strong structure over here that was reached. And we are currently coiling on that resistance. You can see that from one side, we have a very strong support, and from another, we have our resistance. And we are currently ranging, yes, perfectly respecting these two structures. So I believe, traders, I think that a bearish movement on Euro-Aussie will be confirmed once the price breaks and closes below that support. Yes, once a daily candle closes below that, we'll expect a bearish movement at least to that support. And you can even then consider a very nice swing trade, shorting on a retest, stop loss above the highs, and here will be your target. So you can even consider the local swing trade. So monitor that support, wait for a breakout, and once the daily candle closes, you can expect a bearish continuation. Oil 1 hour time frame. Yeah, sorry traders, forgot to check the hourly time frame on WTI crude oil. Let's check if I missed something there on an hourly. Let's analyze this one. Maybe a breakout. We're good on 1 hour oil. So what can we spot here on an hourly time frame? Yeah, so here we just see the healthy bearish trend. Yeah, we violated that structure here, retested that, and dropped sharply. And what else can we spot right here? And I guess here we can spot that we are trading here within the expanding wedge. Yes, we have a very nice expanding wedge pattern here on an hourly time frame on oil. And currently we are approaching the support of the wedge. So locally the market may easily retreat from that support. Yeah, so I still believe, traders, that there's a chance that the market may retest that broken structure. And from that broken structure, we still can look for shorting. Trust me, just patience really pays. So just be patient here and wait. Yeah. So S&P 500, yeah, sorry, Happy. I know that you asked about S&P 500 a long time ago, but yeah, finally it's time to open this one. So US 500, let's open this one and start with the daily, and let's discuss. And by the way, here on S&P 500, I would say that the situation is very similar to situation on Euro-Aussie. Because the fact is that here on S&P 500 index, the price has reached that major resistance. Yes, we have a very important resistance cluster right here that was reached. And you can see that we formed a very cute doji candle testing that resistance. Yes, I guess that doji here is very important. Now we are retracing, and first of all, analyzing the price action, we can spot right here this rising trend line. Yes, the trend line respected many times in the past, and from where strong bullish moves initiated. That trend line right here matches with that horizontal structure. Yes, so we have a very nice local confluence right here based on that trend line and that horizontal structure. So in order to confirm a bearish movement on S&P 500 index, I would recommend you waiting for a bearish breakout of that horizontal structure and the trend line. And I believe that a daily candle close below them too will confirm the violation. And then we can expect a bearish continuation, at least traders, to that horizontal structure support. So that will be the plan. And happy if you are bullish boys here on S&P 500 index, you should be very careful, because just a bit higher here on S&P we have one more very important resistance. So I will be bullish on the index if only the price manages to violate that entire resistance cluster to the upside. Only when that entire resistance cluster is broken, I will expect a bullish continuation. Yes, so I hope it is clear. And now Lee asked to analyze DAX index, and I think, yes, you already asked about this one, and I simply missed that. Let's check DAX index now. Let's check what is the situation with this one at the moment. So it looks like we set a new higher close here. Yeah, so we violated that important resistance cluster to the upside. And what else can we spot? Yeah, so that resistance was broken. Where's our next strong resistance? Our next strong resistance is over here, based on the old times structure high, I think. Yeah. So the index definitely looks very bullish to me. Yes, and that bullish violation here is definitely very important. Yes, and that broken structure now is definitely turned into a very strong support from where I would look for buying. So bias here is very bullish, and I'm quite sure that bullish rally will continue here on DAX index. Yeah. Traders, please don't forget to like this live stream. Don't forget to like this live stream, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Then pound dollar. It's a question from Alisa about pound dollar. And Alisa, by the way, we started this live stream with euro dollar, so you can check the recording. I shared very detailed analysis for euro dollar, so you can check if you missed. So pound dollar pair. Let's analyze pound dollar, and let's check what is up with this one. So on pound dollar, the situation is quite tricky. First of all, we should definitely admit the fact that for some time pound dollar pair was consolidating. Yes, for some time pound dollar pair was consolidating, and finally the pair managed to violate the resistance of the range. Yes, here we got a very strong resistance that was broken. And of course, taking into consideration that we are trading in a long-term bullish trend, probabilities are high that that violation will push the price higher. However, if we can easily make a prediction, it is quite hard here to treat that prediction. Let me show you why. If we analyze the recent price action here in the pound dollar pair, we can spot that here we got a very important rising trend line that was a very strong support in the past. And you can see that that trend line was broken. You can see that the price managed to violate that trend line to the downside. And here we have respected that support. So technically speaking, now pound dollar is stuck between that broken trend line, that is a very strong resistance, and that horizontal support, that is a very strong support. So if you're looking for the next move on pound dollar, bullish rally will be confirmed only after breakout of that trend line to the upside. Only after breakout of the trend line to the upside, we'll expect the test of that resistance. And yeah, and the bearish breakout of that support, bearish violation of that support may push the price lower. So to be honest, from a current perspective, I would not really recommend trading P on dollar pair because we have that vertical structure here, that horizontal structure here, and the market is very bullish, but we managed to break that trend line to the downside. So so much contradiction right here. And when we see such kind of contradiction, it is always better to stay away from the instrument and let the market participants decide. And then once it becomes clear what is next, just join this movement. Yeah, so I hope you got my point, Alisa, and let me know what are your expectations from this one. I see a question from Elias about Bitcoin. And by the way, yesterday I got an attempt to buy Bitcoin. that failed. So let's check what is happening with the market from a current perspective. So the fact is, traders, that Bitcoin is trading in a bullish trend. Yes, we are bullish. And recently, the market has violated that very important horizontal structure. Yes, because the very important horizontal structure resistance right here, that was broken. And now it turned into a very important support. Also, what we can see over here is the fact that here we also have that rising trend line. Yes, and that trend line and that horizontal structure composed earlier the contracting zone of demand. And what I don't like about Bitcoin now, traders, is the fact that we are trading below the trend line. Even though that horizontal structure is still respected, we should admit the fact that that trend line is already not. Yes, and that is a kind of a bearish clue. And probably correctional movement is coming here on Bitcoin. So traders, I think that a bearish violation of that horizontal structure support to the downside and the daily candle close below that may push the price lower. So be careful. For now, again, it is hard to make a forecast right here. Yeah, I don't like the fact that that trend line here is violated. So let the market participants decide. As you remember, this week we don't have the important US news, and for that reason, the market maker can quite easily manipulate the market. So be very, very careful. Yeah. And the next one will be CAD Swiss. I see a lot of questions about CAD Swiss, and I'm wondering, traders, why CAD Swiss? Why exactly CAD Swiss? Why this one is so popular? So let me let me know why there's so high interest in CAD Swiss pair. And Nicholas says, thank you so much for the time on gold. I learned something new. Thanks. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you. And I appreciate that you watch this live stream. Traders, as always, don't forget to share your feedbacks. As always, if you have the ideas, how can I improve the quality of this live streams, let me know in the live chat. Also, yeah, just share your thoughts. Your feedback is always very important for me. So please share your opinion. CAD Swiss. We will analyze CAD Swiss, and after that we'll analyze silver. Yeah. And Johnson, we already analyzed WTI crude oil. You can check that. I guess oil was analyzed around 15 minutes ago probably, so please check the recording. I shared a very detailed analysis for this one. So CAD Swiss, let's open CAD Swiss and check what is up with this one. So bears keep pushing CAD Swiss. Yes, analyzing this one on a daily time frame, we can see that we are trading here in a bearish trend, and you can see that So far, the last resort for buyers here on CAD Swiss is that horizontal support. Now let's check if it matches with some historical structure. Yeah, take a look. So CAD Swiss has that very important historical structure. Yes, and it is the last resort for buyers, I think. And I think we may see the breakout attempt of that horizontal structure. I think that we may see the attempt of the sellers to break that structure. And bearish breakout, the weekly candle close below that structure will push the pair much, much lower. So those who want to be on the side of the trend should strictly wait for a breakout of that structure cluster to the downside, and the weekly candle close below will confirm the violation. Yeah, and for now, you can see that we are closer and closer to that support. We are testing that again, and in order to catch some pullback, you should monitor the intraday time frames. Yes, you should look for some confirmation on lower time frames to buy. So far, however, bears are pushing heavily and we don't see any pattern right here. So if you want to buy catching a pullback, let the price form some reversal pattern here. Yeah, so that is what I see on CAD Swiss. And just in brief, returning back to oil and reading your thoughts about oil, I see that Nicholas even expects a bearish movement to 62. Wow, what a pessimistic outlook. Yeah, 62 is very low. Let's be more conservative and let's the market just reach that gap open level. Yeah, let it be our first goal. Elisa says on CAD Swiss there's a falling resistance. CAD Swiss, the falling resistance on a daily or where do you see this one? Let's try to draw it from here. This one. Yeah, I see. So basically that falling resistance just give us a very nice local, bearish accumulation. Yeah, would you agree with me that from such a perspective this may look like a bearish accumulation pattern? So CAD Swiss definitely looks very bearish, and that trend line just increases the probabilities that we will see the breakout attempt of that support. So be prepared, traders. And now silver. And by the way, before silver, I remember that some of you asked to analyze natural gas, USD probably, or how natural gas. This one, yeah. So I saw a question about natural gas, and by the way, with my students, we already managed to catch a bullish movement on natural gas. And on Monday, I even shared the video analysis, and there I explained how exactly long trade on natural gas was caught. And if you're wondering why natural gas is growing, you can see that on natural gas over here we have a very important horizontal structure support. Yes, and the price was consolidating for some time on that support. Then the resistance of that tiny range was broken. We got a deep retest. Then the market bounced. And you can see that ahead over here we have a very important resistance. Yes, and you can see that once that resistance was reached, we have even dropped heavily. And currently, the market is trading between two very important structures. And you can see that at the moment, we have the test of that support. Let's check how the price reacts to that support. Let's check if we have something important there to watch. You can see that here in an hourly time frame, analyzing the reaction of the price to that structure, we may spot the head and shoulders pattern, right? Very cute inverted head and shoulders pattern on that support. So those who want to buy natural gas with the confirmation should strictly wait for a bullish breakout of that neckline to the upside. If the price breaks and closes above that neckline, a bullish continuation will be expected to that resistance. Yes, so those who want to buy, please consider the breakout of a neckline, buying on a retest, target right here, stop loss lying below the lows of the pattern. Yeah, that will be the plan for natural gas. Traders, don't forget to like this live stream. Don't forget to like this live stream and let me know what else to analyze for you. Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to my social networks. I have Instagram, I have Twitter, I have TradingView page, I have free Telegram channel. All the links are in the description below, so don't forget to check them. So, silver. Let's open silver and discuss. What is up with this one? So, what we can spot on silver is that earlier, silver managed to break and close above that huge zone of supply. Yes, we got a major structure cluster right here on silver. That was a very important resistance in the past. And that resistance was successfully broken. And of course, that broken resistance turned into a very important support. And of course, from that, we will expect a bullish trend continuation. From that, a bullish continuation will be expected. And the next goal for buyers now will be the retest of that resistance. Yes, here we have a very important resistance cluster. And I think that buyers will manage to retest that major horizontal structure. Let's briefly check if we have something special here in the 4 hour or nothing special here in the 4 hour. Let's briefly check the hourly if we have something. Yeah, for now nothing. So just on focus, traders will be at this two very important structures. Yeah, and at least I already analyzed euro dollar and pound dollar, so please check the recording. I guess pound dollar was just recently being analyzed, so you can check. Juan says euro yen 1 hour trend line breakout, please. Yes, why not? Let's check this one. So on euro yen pair, what we see at the moment is the test of a very important horizontal resistance. Yes, we have a very important resistance cluster that was reached. Yes, and for now, we see a local bearish movement from that resistance. However, at the same time, we should admit the fact that here we got these two very important resistances that now turned into a very strong support, right? So euro yen is currently stuck in a very narrow range, perfectly respecting that horizontal structure and that horizontal structure. And for now, to be honest, it is hard to see what the market will do next. But the fact is that we are trading in a bullish trend. So of course, probabilities will be higher that that resistance here will be broken and we will go to the next highs. So you can consider a bullish breakout of that resistance as a bullish signal. Yes? And now let's check what you have spotted on an hourly time frame. So you see that you spotted the trend line breakout. How about this one? Yeah, do you see that trend line right here? And by the way, that trend line here, I would say that yeah. So check. For now, we still have the rising trend line here that is respected. So please adjust your analysis, because if you spotted the breakout of a trend line, here we have one more that is still not broken. So pay attention to details. Yes, as always, the devil is always in details. Then pound CAD. Pound CAD here, let's analyze this one. And yeah, so pound CAD keeps growing. Pound CAD keeps growing, and ahead we have a very important resistance cluster. Here, analyzing the price action on pound CAD, we can spot that here we have this falling trend line, and we also have right here a very important horizontal resistance cluster. Here it goes. So technically speaking, here we have a very important zone of supply that the market is currently approaching. And also here we have our current high Yes, that is also a very strong resistance. So we have a lot of resistances right here, Alisa, lying very close to each other. And then looking left, we can also see that that resistance here matches with that resistance. So even though the market is very bullish now, be very careful because a lot of resistances are ahead. And from one of those, we may catch a pullback. So our task on pound CAD pair now will be to look for some shorting opportunities from one of these trend lines. And let's check if we have something special here on lower time frames. On the 4-hour, I guess nothing. Let's open an hourly and let's check if we have, yeah, take a look. We have the channel right here. And for now, the market is steadily growing within that channel. And if that supply cluster is respected, the confirmation for us to short will be a bearish breakout of the support of the channel. So on focus will be that rising channel, and you can consider its breakout as a confirmation. If you are looking for buying, though, I would recommend you waiting for a bullish breakout of that entire structure cluster. If the price breaks that entire structure cluster to the upside, only then a bullish continuation will be expected. Yeah, so that is what I see here on pound CAD, Alisa. Right, traders, so I guess it's time to finish the today's live stream. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the today's live session. As always, we got great discussion. As always, a lot of questions. As always, a lot of instruments analyzed, and as always, very nice feedbacks. So thank you so much for that. Don't forget to like this live stream. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're looking for some premium stuff, if you're looking for premium signals, for premium education, for premium courses, don't forget to check my website. It is vasilytrader.com because I have a lot of premium services for you to teach you how to trade. Traders, thank you so much. Let me know when do you want to see the next live stream. Also, don't forget to share your feedbacks. And thank you. I will see you soon. I prepared for you a very nice video for Saturday, so don't forget to watch that. Thank you so much for watching.